I should be like you, Mel.
The ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Search TalkSport Fan Network.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you are. Hello, and the first Cherry AM of July is finally here. So yes, thank you again for joining us. If you are new to the channel, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell button, and say hello to everybody in the comment section. It's always quite nice. If you are watching on Instagram as well, feel free to come over to the channel. All you have to do is go to UTC IAD AFCB on YouTube and you will find us. Now, it wouldn't be Cherry AM if I didn't have the main man next to me, Ollie Hudson. How are you doing, Ollie?
Yeah, good morning, mate. It is the 1st of July, so exciting time. The Premier League is on its way.
Yes.
Yeah, and as you just mentioned, awesome to see so many comments. As soon as we jump on, the amount of comments is awesome. So, yeah, good morning to everyone in the comments.
I tell you what, let's run through a couple now. So Paul Sands is in the house. Good morning, everyone. Paul from Oz is here. Of course, it's 5 p.m. for him. But good morning or good afternoon, mate, as I should say. Sean, hello. Good morning, Sean. Hello to Malcolm Chiverton, of course, a co-host as well on here. How are you doing, Malcolm? Paul is saying hello to Paul. Good morning to Dan. How you doing, mate? Chris Hubble, morning, Craig and Ollie. It's my birthday tomorrow. Will be 38 years old. Happy birthday for tomorrow. So yes, don't do anything that I wouldn't do. You know, well, to be honest, yeah, I would get very, very drunk on my birthday. But yeah. And Sean,
Sion, by the way, Sion. Not Sean. Yeah, I believe so.
Sorry,
Sion, yeah.
I do apologise. You know, do you know what? I am terrible with pronouncing names. So please do correct us. Please do.
This is the Welsh name that we discussed last week. I'm not sure if it was yourself or Malcolm. Yes.
But
we've got Gaz from Perth as well on the next comment. Amazing.
Oh, brilliant. Awesome. We are going round the world here. You do night work, so never know what time of day it is. I did that for a while. I did it in Sainsbury's at Castle Point. It was possibly the worst ever job that I ever did in my entire life. I absolutely hated it. The manager was absolutely atrocious, but yeah, it's night work. I also did it for Premier Inns years ago. Premier Inns was a little bit nicer. So yes, Daz from Perth, how are you doing? Good day, mate. I can't do the Australian accent, sorry. Good morning to Liam. Good morning to Nick. And there we are. Man City have been knocked out of the Club World Cup as
And
well.
can I just mention, Craig? I think it's awesome the amount of people that we've got in, especially today. And guys, everyone that's watching, there is going to be a little competition today. So the amount of eyes that are on already this morning is fantastic, and yeah, super appreciative. Yeah, really appreciate you guys joining so early every morning. It's really awesome.
We do actually have a few people joining on Instagram as well this morning. So we've got Chris Hubble, he's joined. Susan Howell has joined.
Nice.
Cherry Martin, I think is that Lawrence Martin, might not be actually. It's probably a little bit too early for him. It'll be middle of the night. But hello, Cherry Martin. And Miss Hipsy. Hello, Miss Hipsy as well. Good to have you with us. No, there we are.
Good.
And Dan said, I'm on my way to DCF. You might have to help me there. DCF.
Sure.
I'm not sure what the abbreviation is, but yeah, apologies. It probably will be like, okay, I understand now. As soon as you explain it, but yeah, sorry, Dan. And do you guys know of Alex Scott's knee injury? Yeah. Oh, Dorset Children's Foundation, absolutely fantastic charity. Really, really fantastic charity, Dorset Children's Foundation. And yeah, I did a bit of work a little while back for Julia's house. And do you know what? It's so rewarding. It really is so rewarding. But
yeah,
it's
and good for you, Dan, and more than welcome to mention that you shouted it out on the show this morning. We'll have everyone chipping in as much as they can towards such a good charity in the local area for sure.
Oh, 100%, 100%. And, these charities do some fantastic work. It's sad that these charities have to exist because, of course, you don't want any children to go through what they do. But the charities, when those children are put in those positions, are absolutely fantastic and a lifeline for both them and the parents. And Malcolm has said it's a thigh injury, according to Lee Carsley. So there we go. That's with regards to Alex Scott's injury.
Yeah.
So let's discuss, because there is one rumour going around this morning.
There is indeed, yeah.
Just a little bit more about that one. It's an incoming, isn't it?
It is, yeah, and it seems to just be speculation all the time at the moment, right? So
yeah,
I just want to make sure that we're jumping on the speculation now as much as possible, so we don't have a show like last Friday where we've got 20 or 25 or 30 different names to kind of discuss moving forward.
Well,
so
then again, you say that, but it was the best watched.
It seems like it seems like everyone enjoyed it, and it has had the most views, which is fantastic. But look, I want to get to it. I've got a busy morning after this as well, and I know that these guys want to hear about the competition, so I'm really excited to get to that as well.
Go for it.
Joel Ordóñez, so Ecuadorian centre back from Club Brugge. Now, I want to kind of squash this a little bit because although he has been linked minorly in a couple of media outlets to Bournemouth, it looks like there is predominantly other clubs that are going to be way ahead of us, money-wise, negotiation-wise, and standing in the Premier League at the moment. Likes of Liverpool, Aston Villa, Newcastle, Arsenal, PSG. So it doesn't seem like it's just us in the run. And there is also your Evertons. They come back up every time. Every time there's someone in speculation. Yeah, Juventus and West Ham.
Oh, Roma. Everybody is linked to him.
Exactly. Right. So it's 40 million that they'd be looking for, and they're not going to be budging on him. There has been a couple of offers anywhere between 22 and 32 at the moment, but they've all been knocked back. So, at the moment, he will be standing strong, or Club Brugge will be standing strong on 40 million. Just touching on it now, Chris. He is 26, I believe. Let me just double check.
I think he's actually younger than that. 21, isn't he?
21.
Yeah, 21.
Yeah, born April 2004, so he's 21.
Yeah, so it's going to be very, very, very interesting to see exactly what happens there. but I think it's going to be very difficult to get him on board. And yeah, there we are, Chris. That's the only incoming we have got today. Just before we go to a rumor I absolutely detest, and it seems to be a bit more legs in it than, with regards to Joel Ordóñez. Sion has asked a question here. Do you guys think that club transfer is as bad as people make out at the moment? To me, Travers can be given the chance. We have a replacement left back. Senesi would be in a starter if it wasn't for injury. Also, have the kid from Lorient to replace Unal. Unal, I don't think he's going anywhere. But he's out for a long period of time, and I do.
Yeah, and I think as a blanket statement, right, you're more than welcome to disagree with me here, Craig. But I agree with Sion. I think it is being. I don't think it's as bad as people are making it out. I think there's a lot of controversy that has been built and a lot of negativity being built around the situation that we might be landing in, which is going to be hard. It was always going to be difficult for us, right? It was never going to be successful, best Premier League standings ever last season, to then going, Euros and getting better. It's not going to work like that for us. It's going to be up and down. It's going to be turbulent. And yeah, I agree. I don't think our situation's as bad as people are making out at the moment.
Yeah, no, it is true. We have got strength in depth. We do need to add to the team, though. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think, if we have an injury to Senesi, we are relying on, James Hill. James Hill might have to even start the season if Sabanier goes. And therefore, yeah, there is those concerns. I think, with no European football to worry about, we are probably in quite a good position. If we was going into Europe and this was happening, I think your squad gets very stretched. We've seen, Brighton did that as well. Had a decent European campaign, and then, their season just fizzled out towards the end of the year. We beat them at Dean Court quite convincingly. Not last season, but the season before that. Beat them at Dean Court quite convincingly. That's the danger. Now, say for example, Brighton was already safe; they're absolutely fine. But if your side aren't safe, that can be a little bit edgy towards the end of the year because everybody is so shattered, so many injuries, so many players fatigued. So yeah, I think if we was in Europe, that could be a danger. Chris Hubble said, "How about a player called Bafadode Kaite from Diakite, sorry, from Lille." I've not heard of that one, to be honest.
I have heard of that, yeah, Chris. I'll tell you what, Chris, if you want to leave that one with me, I'll bring that up tomorrow, mate, and we can discuss that on tomorrow's show. On your birthday, tomorrow.
Exactly. And I do apologise to Bafodi Diakite. I think I've said that right this time. It's the first time I'd heard his name, and I completely butchered his name. So
pronunciation of names isn't your strongest skill set, is it?
No, it's not. It most definitely isn't. But waited for July to come around. Expect more to happen this month. Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of free agents out there as well, and that'll be quite interesting to discuss later on in the week as well. But we'll come to that. The free agents that might be out there that might be somebody that we might go for. So yeah, we'll discuss that. But I tell you what, let's discuss a player that I can pronounce the name of, a player that I would be absolutely devastated to leave, a player that has grown up not far from yourself, Ollie, in the Welsh national team, David Brooks. And David Brooks is being linked with a loan move. And I do stress it is a loan move. There was talks about it being permanent. No, it looks like it's a loan move to West Bromwich Albion. I tell you what, I'll do this a funny way round. Let's do it from the West Brom perspective, because this would be a bloody great signing for West Brom.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, couldn't agree more. If they manage to get David Brooks over the line, From West Brom's point of view, I think it'd be an incredible signing. I think what he'd bring to the team, the stability and the persona on the pitch, irrelevant of being off the pitch, I think he'd do it'd allow West Brom, I think, to come on leaps and bounds this season. But as I'm sure you're about to jump into from the Bournemouth side, it's not as satisfying a move, is it?
No, it's a real bugbear for me, and I just don't get it. I just don't get it because David Brooks has fought his way back from Hodgkin lymphoma, which is an absolutely horrendous disease. He's got through that. I remember, and this was when I went round Dean Court with, a good friend and sadly departed friend, Al Guard. And we went round Dean Court, and all the statistics of the players were on there, and you expect them to be really high, like they were. And then David Brooks was right down the bottom, and you could see how much of a battle it was going to be to get back to where he needed to be. However, and this is full credit to him, a lot of players wouldn't have been able to do that. He did. He fought his way back. He's gone to Southampton. He had an agonising playoff final where he got injured during it. He was really, really influential in their running. When he come off the bench last season, and when he started in a number of games, I thought he was very, very good. I absolutely love David Brooks. I think he's a great player. There's also talk about Semenyo potentially going to other clubs, and I'm thinking this is a stupid move because David Brooks can do the job in the Premier League. He's always shown that he can do the job. He's a player I would just retain the services of completely. He's great to have around the place as well. He really is.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I think there's some awesome comments coming in here about it as well. Some real awesome comments. Darren makes a good one there.
I'm going to jump back to your one in a moment, Dan, but don't worry, I've not forgotten it. Brooks has an awesome vision and can pass the ball and place it on a sixpence when needed. Sad to see him go to West Brom. I just hope it's, endless rumours that are just full of crap. I really do, because I really do like David Brooks, person and as a player. I think he'll be great to have in that dressing room, even if he's not a starter next season. Paul's put Brooksy was brilliant when we were down to 10 men. I think that is 12 men. We got great results. I really hope he doesn't go. He can split open the defence with one ball. Exactly. He's a great player. I've got so much respect for David Brooks. Paul Sant, perhaps he wants the move. That's very true. He probably wants more game time under Andoni. I doubt he would get the game time.
I agree. Under Andoni, I don't think he will get the game time, but I'm not 100% sure he'd want the move. I don't know. He's a Bournemouth boy, and he's been here for a long time. He's been with the club a while. His family are here. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think if he had a choice, he would want to go anywhere necessarily. If he was getting the game time at Bournemouth, but yeah, maybe you're right. I just can't see it.
100%. Dan Shaw, I'm just going to jump back to this one. Callum Wilson is a free agent. Would you take him back, Ollie?
No. I wouldn't, unfortunately. I love you, Callum, but unfortunately, it's not. You're not. Right now, you don't fit into Andoni's squad. Again, we come back to the vision Bournemouth is creating and building. The development that we've had over the last 5 years has got us to this point. We cannot now pivot and revert back to a different strategy. It doesn't work.
It's nostalgia, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and it'd be brilliant. It'd be amazing. Yeah. But it's just, if we want to be contestants in the top 10 consistently for the next 5 years, top 5, we've got to make some big moves, and we can't be the nostalgic club anymore, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, I'd love to see Callum back myself, but again, part of me just agrees with you. You know,
Yeah.
I think his time's.
I hate to say the words that no one wants to hear. You know,
Injury
I hate
prone.
to say them, but
Yeah. Well, no, it's honestly,
yeah.
it is brutal. Quick comment here by Dan: Is Joe Rothwell back? Yes, he is. Will he be back
Is
for very long? I'm not sure.
not
I'm not
sure.
sure.
However, interesting one on Joe Rothwell. Go and check out his Instagram. Joe Rothwell, he's kind of been making his own like videos and episodes about his journey and his football career and stuff. So it's an interesting watch. So if you go and follow Joe Rothwell on Instagram, you'll see a load of updates and a load of interesting stuff from him.
There we are. Sion has said, I would take Callum since he's on free, but only on a year contract as backup, but no longer as etc. As wouldn't be worth it due to injury risk. Might be an option, might be low cost.
Yeah, I'm just going to pop back up to this comment as well, Craig. Excuse me. Because I'd like your opinion on this.
Mm-hmm.
So Sion asks, are there any players you're surprised there haven't been links to? So Django, best player, including a striker to me, so whatever Nilsson, but I haven't heard anything. So no one's coming for Ouattara, Evan Nilsson. Any reason for this?
I think Evan Nilsson, because of his new contract, and of course he's
Makes more sense.
joined last season. Dango's an interesting one because Dango, there was a rumor going round that towards the end of last season he was kind of dropped by Andoni Iraola because he wanted guaranteed first team football, which I don't think any manager can guarantee in the top flight. I personally think it's an injury. I don't think he's demanded that at all.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't seem the sort of player that demands, game time over others. He's a player that will do 9 things and you think, what the hell is he doing? And then do one thing absolutely brilliant. And against Forest, he was absolutely on fire. So Dango, I think he'll be here next year, and I'm pleased about that. He is like our wild card. You don't know what you're going to get from him, but sometimes it is really, really special. And he does things that other players don't. So yeah, I hope Dango does stay. I do like Dango. Do you know what? People were calling him Dongo for a while, and I called him Dongo, but yeah, we'll call him Dango. Dango Ouattara.
Falls in line with your name pronunciation, mate. So.
Exactly. Sion has said, as for Brooks, I can't see him starting over Semenyo and Dango at least.
Yeah, I agree. Annoyingly.
I'm not sure. James Stevens, I don't know which team you support, but he said, good luck this season, lads. Thank you so much, James. Pleasure as always to have new members on here. And if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do. And do get involved in the conversation. We always like, and Ollie will echo this with me, we always like other clubs' fans' opinions of our club. So, yeah.
And James, there'll be spots for other fans like yourself coming up when the Premier League starts on Monday nights. So please do watch out for that, James. Monday nights will be your time to get on the show, mate.
Definitely. And hey, even if you don't support a Premier League club, James, you're more than welcome to get involved anyway. Absolutely. Because it's always nice to have an impartial view on our football club. Paul said that Dango was linked to Newcastle. Yes, he was linked to Newcastle, but it's gone very, very quiet. It might just be paper talk, that. And Dango's a confidence player. I feel sure he'll stay. And that's Paul from Oz. Yes, I think he is. I tell you, another confidence player is Phil Billing. When his confidence is down, he's can be shocking. But when his confidence is up, he can be really, really good. So yeah, I think he probably fits within that bill as well. But where are we going to next, Ollie? Because there is a competition, isn't there?
There is indeed, yeah. So I think it's probably time we give everyone some information because the show's not going to be on too much longer this morning. So I thought, as a bit of fun and as a thank you, really, from me and the show for kind of welcoming me on these Cherry AM shows, as well as the community has for the last 4 or 5 weeks or so. I'm also going to be hosting properly from next week on, Craig, taking over from you while you're away. So yeah, guys, wanted to run a little competition. Now, I'm sure all of you know our other friendly face, Matt, the producer of some of the features behind the show, and and does all of our cherry pickings and whatnot. Now, Matt has a pretty impressive, shall I say, AFC Bournemouth shirt collection. Now, I thought it'd be interesting and a bit of fun for the next 48 hours for everyone to give their guesses into the comments, onto YouTube, onto Instagram, on how many shirts Matt actually owns and has in his house. Now, the closest or dead on will have this little number sent out to their address. This is an Up the Cherries AFC Bournemouth hand-carved wall hanging piece for you to put front of your house, inside your front door, back garden, anywhere you like, really. But it's a lovely little piece to send out. So whoever gets the closest on the competition, I'll send this out personally to your address as a winner. So yeah, get involved, and hopefully we see as many guesses as possible. And as I said, the closest to guessing Matt's total AFC Bournemouth shirt number in his house wins.
There we are. So answers, please put them in the comments below the videos, or I will set up as well straight after this show on the post section on the channel. You'll see what's it called? Like a little post that effectively where you can put your answer. So yeah, please do put your answer in there. We've already started getting some guesses in. I'm not going to put them on the screen as yet, but yeah,
yeah, don't show any guesses. As you said, we've got 48 hours, and once we get to it'll be Friday's show that the winner will be announced. So Friday morning, the winner will be announced, and I believe that show is being hosted. You're still doing the Friday show this week, aren't you?
No, Matt is.
Matt's good. Fantastic.
Yes,
so Matt will be announcing the winner of the competition.
Exactly.
Really
So
cool.
It's not going to be myself, it will be Matt. So yeah.
Just to confirm, these numbers coming in on our screen, they will be shown, or do you need to take these noted down now? How's that going to work?
We do need to take them down. So what I do ask you guys to do is there will be a post going up straight after. That post will be in the post section. So if you go to the main screen, scroll all the way to, I think it's the second from the right, the post, you'll see like the picture of Eddie Howe, and you'll see some post advertising videos. It will be in there where you need to leave your guesses. So there we go. There we are.
Malcolm, you're not allowed to guess. I
yes,
can see your point there.
Malcolm, you're ineligible because you know. And I can't guess because I know as well. I've actually seen them in person. So yeah, we are all, we can't actually enter anybody who is, part of the UTC IAD team. But I tell you what, last quick subject.
Yes,
interesting one. This go on.
Yeah, and I think this is probably going to deserve a bit more time, because I wanted to wrap this up in kind of the next 2 or 3 minutes, and this subject definitely deserves more time than 2 or 3 minutes. And it's regarding touchline interviews and the new BBC deal, let me correct that. BBC have been reporting on the new 6.8 billion deal through Sky Sports and TNT, touchline and halftime coverage on the Premier League games. Now, I'd like to get everyone's opinions on this, and I'm not going to ask for them now, because I think I'm going to dedicate a show to this either tomorrow or Thursday. But what's your initial thoughts on that, mate?
what's the point? It's becoming very and I hate to say this word. I hate to say this word because some people will jump on it. It's becoming very Americanized. Now,
I knew that was going to be the word. Yeah.
if you watch the NFL, and there's nothing wrong with how Americans manage their own sports, but the NFL is very stop, start, and what you'll get is you'll get a bit of play, and then it's sponsored by Sprite, sponsored by Gatorade, and all this, and it's more of a show than it is a sport as well. For example, WWE as well. That I don't like wrestling at all. I can't stand wrestling, to be fair. But the thing is that again is more of a show. It's not a sport. Yeah, they're uber, fit athletes, but on the same side, it's all done for the razzmatazz and all the excitement and all the joy. And this is something that, will be brought into it. So, yeah, whilst the match is going on, they're speaking to Jack Grealish. He's just come off the pitch. Semenyo's just scored a goal. He's decided, and then somebody drags him. No. I tell you one thing that we could utilise this for, though, and Malcolm will probably know where I'm going with this, is bloody VAR, which he says bloody Americanized. Can you explain it? Basically, yeah. So basically, what they're going to do is they're going to just pull players over and have a chat to them.
So basically, they're going to start it off and trial it, I believe, Sion, in the first Premier League. So I think that each Premier League team gets 2 games in the season, next season, where they will have footage, live action on the pitch. So they'll be able to pull players off the pitch after a goal. They'll be able to stop for a minute here or there. There's a number of things that will be implemented, as well as halftime talks, touchline talks when people run over for a drink. It just seems like there's going to be more stoppages. There's going to be more things on the big screen above, and as you said, Americanized. This is the Premier League. This is the toughest football league in the world. Like, this does not need more gamification. This does not need more people going, right, well, hang on a second, let's stop it here, add more extra time. No, there's already too much extra time because of VAR. So, well, again, I don't want to get into it at the moment too much, but I agree with James Stevens at the minute. It's a waste of time.
100%. Can't we get an interview before they take a corner? Only joking, guys. It's ridiculous. The refs' press conference after every game. To be honest, the only speech that we should be able to hear in the stadium is the ref and the fourth official speaking to each other about a decision. That's what we should be able to hear. We don't want to hear Semenyo after he scored goal. We just want him to focus on scoring another one, put nicely. Sorry about the bad language. It's early in the morning.
These things happen when you get passionate about subjects, Craig. I understand.
Joe has hit the nail right on the head. Is it not going to ruin it for the fans in the stadium? Of course it will do. Yeah. It will be absolutely ridiculous. It was stated that the players are allowed a cool-down period before an interview. So, you've got to play a game with 10 men because Sky Sports wants to chat with you. Oh, this is ridiculous. I'm sure players, and especially managers, will want to chat during games. Can they swear? They might want to. Yeah, to be honest, I completely agree. It is absolutely farcical. It is ruining the sport. If anybody, if the Premier League push forwards for this, Richard Masters needs to actually resign from his position. And money's talking, guys. Yeah. The only time we should hear somebody on the side of the pitch is when the referees are making one of their bad decisions. And Malcolm said, get the bleep machines ready. I tell you what, we could do a show about that. That's, we could do a whole show about that. And I can have a rant till I'm blue in the face. But yeah, it's an absolute terrible decision. And I am going a bit red again. So yeah, Just make sure that the blood pressure's not
Yeah,
going up.
what we'll do is that I know that there's some more information coming out about that, so I think that'll probably be a Thursday show, and we'll discuss it in more detail. We'll get everyone's opinions, and we'll make it a big chat.
Yeah, definitely.
Perfect.
Might stop the momentum if a team is chasing the game. Yes, it would be highly annoying. Imagine playing Manchester United. You're 1 goal down. You're the better team, and then it stops and starts because pressing, and Donis focusing on the match, and there they are asking questions. Oh, how are you going to get back in this game? I'm sorry, but Andoni don't want to tell you how he's going to get back in this game. What he's going to do is get back in the game.
Yeah, exactly that. Especially not until just wait until the end of the game. Wait until the end of the game.
Exactly.
It's 90 minutes of time. You're not talking 3 days before you get a review of it, are you? It's I don't understand it, but
Ollie, I'll tell you what this idea is. And we have a video that's just come in from one of our very, very close friends here at the Cherries in all departments. He's just sent in a video just to give his opinion.
Bullshit.
Cheers, Carl. There we are. And on that note, I think it is probably time to end. Paul said, thanks for the show again. Like I say, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell button below if you haven't done so already. Ollie, you'll be back for some more tomorrow, won't you?
I will indeed, yeah. Farewell. Thanks, everyone, for joining. It's been a good one.
So, yeah, I will be here. Ollie will be here. Maybe so will Carl Pilkington. I've got to try and give his agent a call. Might be quite difficult. See you tomorrow, guys.
TalkSport Fan Network.
The ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Search TalkSport Fan Network.
I should be like you, Mel.